Hey, TikTok was cracking, so I'm going to respond to some messages today. This sister right here is asking me, did you forgive her, meaning by my mother? Because if any of y'all read my book, The One That Love Forgot, the Jesse Macbeth story, it goes into detail a lot of the horrible things that my mother did to me. Like, example, my mother sold me to be, raped by some white men for a bag of crack. Because all my mother saw when she looked at me was my father, you know? So I put on my seatbelt. It took me, and unfortunately I never got the chance to tell my mother that I forgave her before she passed away. I was processing a lot of things. My mother did a lot of horrible things to me. I My mother did those things to me because it was her way of getting back at my father. It was her way because all she saw was my father when she saw me. It was her way of attacking my father. Little did she know my father didn't give two shits about me either, right? And it took me a long time to understand that as a man, I will never understand what it is to get pregnant from someone abusing you, from someone raping you, from someone forcing themselves on you, and then to still carry that child. You know, my mother gave me the greatest blessing by allowing me to live, by allowing me to be born, and I thank her for that. You know, and I don't blame her. You know, what she did to me was tragic, but I can't really blame her. She did those things again because you know I was something she never really wanted. I was the seed of a man who raped her. I was the seed of a man who abused her, the seed of a man who terrorized her, the seed of a man who did horrible, horrible things to her. You know, it took me a long time to come to terms with that. You know, I forgave her after she died. Because I don't know. I guess for me that was like the closing of the book, and I go to her grave often, and I put flowers there, and I talk to her. But it's still a lot. But yeah, I eventually forgave her. It took me a while to understand that even though she did horrible things to me, it was because of the horrible things my father did to her. Again, I can never ever understand how she felt looking at me, knowing that I am a reflection, I am the child of a man that forced himself into her, that did these things to her, that abused her so much. I read the book T Mac, The Myth, the Monster, the Sex Trafficker. You know what my father did to my mother.